Hello and welcome to No Longer a People Pleaser. My name is Tina Rose, and I have been summoned to change the trajectory of your life. Today, I want to talk about embrace, don't erase. I heard someone say that yesterday embrace what you've tried to erase. And this is exactly what I have been going through the last few weeks, maybe a little bit longer. It's all started creeping into my experience long before that, but began to get so loud and right in my face that I couldn't erase and ignore it anymore. So, this is what I am monologuing about today, how all of this relates to people pleasing patterns and some detail about how it manifested in my life. My emotions have been so volatile, and I have gotten lots of revelations about deep seated patterns. My soul wanted me to shed, and it's been so obvious. Now that this is happening, let me explain. One of the quiet tragedies of childhood trauma is that it not only teaches you what to fear, it teaches you what parts of yourself must disappear in order to survive. Maybe you erased your anger because it wasn't safe to express it. Maybe you erased your needs because they were ignored and criticized. You erased your voice because speaking up led to rejection. You erased your joy because happiness attracted unwanted attention. We erase our sensitivity because we are told that we are too much. You erased the human doing of all these actions and behaviors, but the energetic imprint of these is always underneath. And over time, hiding these becomes so automatic that you no longer realize you're editing yourself. That's what happened for me. I didn't really feel fake. I just simply began to believe that smaller version of me was who I really was. Healing isn't about becoming someone new. It's about welcoming home these parts of us that never stopped existing beneath our survival strategies. That fierce part of us that knows when something isn't right, it isn't a flaw. It's a healthy sense of justice finally waking up inside of us. Not justice as revenge or retaliation, but justice as your divine birthright to live as your true self, to live in your sovereignty. When your sovereignty is replaced by a lack of boundaries, your sovereignty doesn't disappear. You begin to outsource it to those around you. Their expectations determine your choices. Their comfort determines your behavior. And their disappointment changes your call to action. The driver's seat of your life is then occupied by someone other than you. People who grow up in survival mode, like us, surrender their sovereignty in order to be kind, loving, and humble. They feel like that's the way to do it. Sovereignty is the state of following your own choices, not somebody else's. Following your own choices 100% of the time. You recognize that your life values, emotions, and direction belong only to you, and you choose to not surrender your identity to anyone outside of you. As you are a recovering people pleaser, your move into sovereignty is a gradual return of your authority after years and even decades, in my case, of adapting and living in survival mode. It simply needs boundaries so it doesn't become self abandonment. The concept can sound simple. That sentence made it sound simple, but it's not. The process for developing boundaries is not simple or easy, but it is doable and even necessary. Let me tell you why. Because you signed a spiritual contract to learn these lessons in this lifetime. Your soul wants to grow and expand. That's its only mission. And no need to panic. If this overwhelms you right now, you still have free will. You will continue coming back in other situations in this lifetime and even in coming back in other lifetimes until you get it. But if you decide you want to crush it in this lifetime, that's why I am here. And right now, I want to share my most recent transformation of how I began to embrace parts of myself that childhood trauma taught me to hide. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, the last few weeks, I have really been going through it. I was being given so many signs and symbols through things happening in the physical. Like, I'm going to give you several examples. The first thing that kind of kickstarted this whole lesson was a lightning strike to my home internet. And my router was fried, the power supply, and that cable, which showed me, once you consider that everything that happens in your experience is happening for you, this is what I realized about the lightning strike. It showed me I needed to step back from YouTube content and focus on making some very much needed changes within me in order to grow and be ready for the next phase of my life. Then I got my tires rotated and balanced on my car because it was due, and I started having endless problems with my tires. I went back to the tire maintenance shop 4 times at least in about 2 weeks' time period. And each time they would tweak one thing and another tire issue would pop up, if that makes any sense. They'd fix one thing, something different would happen. I'd leave and be driving down the road, and I would feel this, I would hear that. What Spirit was trying to show me was that I needed to take a big pause to evaluate what I thought was my current trajectory in my life. And boy, howdy did I. Where I was thinking I was headed was not what my soul wanted. I was using my old way of thinking in parts to decide what I thought I needed for my future. So I took a big pause. Next, I was drying my hair, and the painting I had done, and the name of it is As God Created Me. This painting literally jumped off the shelf. It was behind me, on a shelf behind me, and it had been there a while, never a problem, but suddenly jumped off the shelf and landed right beside me on the floor. I'll show a picture of it here for you. After going through a conversation with my spirit team about this, I found out that Source wanted me to know wanted me to see how I was trying to erase something that was meant for me, that was meant to happen, that would change my life. And I was downplaying it. It showed me, after contemplating that painting jumping off the shelf, it showed me that I was minimizing it. It's like I knew I had been given that, and my intuition, I knew, but I was pushing against it, and I was trying to erase it and ignore it. And I needed to accept it as truth and expect it, because it wasn't going to stop showing up in my physical experience. It wasn't going to stop showing up within me, in my intuition, in what Spirit was putting in my head, in my mind. It was in my heart. And I was pushing against it because it's something that I thought I never wanted to do again. I needed to accept it as truth and expect it and feel excited about it. All of that, feeling excited about it and accepting it, would help me be open and receptive to it and help me manifest it into the physical instead of pushing it out. And things would continue to happen, challenging things would continue to happen until I finally got the full picture that I needed to be open and receptive to it. So the next opportunity, disguised as a challenge, after it had been raining, heavy downpours, off and on for 3 days, I ended up having a lot of water come in at my exterior door on the side of the house. I ended up having to have a storm door installed to prevent further leakage. So I wanted to know, I asked Spirit the spiritual reason behind the big leak. Why now? And the reason piggybacks off my need to be in receptive mode, to let this something big come in. Spirit was saying, let it all in. That's what the water leak showed me. And there's a lot more story to the reason why all of these are happening and what this future trajectory of my life is all about. But I am strongly being guided to not share it just yet. The details and the meaning that's coming up. It's big though. Let's say it is a big journey through a new timeline. And again, I want to put emphasis on how Spirit gives us these signs and synchronicities and symbology through dreams and messages, through the words that other people speak, etc., to help us see the guidance that we need to heal, grow, and expand, which is what our soul wants. And once I understood Spirit's messages from all of these happenings and events, I woke up this morning feeling lighter because I have been pushing against it for weeks and probably longer in more subtle ways. This morning, when I woke up, I felt less resistance to what I had been shown, what I needed to do, and where my life was going. And while I was on my yoga mat is when it really hit me. I suddenly felt it. I love it. I love it when this happens. I felt a joy and excitement. So I'm moving along, doing the stretches on my yoga mat, not specifically thinking about, why or what just happened, just with a quiet mind, focusing on my body and holding the stretches. I suddenly felt in my body, I felt it, a joy and excitement, that certainty about what is to come in my life. And then I felt it again a couple hours later, walking down the aisle at the home improvement store, buying more stuff to fix all the things that were happening in the physical. And that's when those words I heard someone else say yesterday came to mind. Embrace what you've been trying to erase. That finally hit home with me and how it related to my current experience. I could see that getting the new storm door represents a transition, a crossing the threshold to a new chapter in my life, a chapter of transparency and authenticity. What appeared to be random, ordinary events really are not random at all, but spiritually significant, flashing signs that it is time to choose a new way, to stop living in the past, showing old ways or choosing old ways of doing things. All these happenings and events were mirrors dropped in my lap by my higher self. Heart-centered friends, it's all here to help us. I invite you to start asking, if you haven't already, start asking Spirit why certain things are manifesting in your physical experience. Because these things are here to show us where our soul is ready to transform and transmute something. It's so you can alchemize all that is holding you back from your sovereignty. So that is my spiel for today. And I'm feeling like an energy transmission, a short one. So get into your comfortable position and start your few rounds of deep breathing. Long, slow inhales with a slight pause at the top, and a long, slow exhale, relaxing more and more with each round of breath. And the energy healing begins now. I am asking for help from our friends in high places, the perfect Trinity, Yeshua, Mary Magdalene, and dear Divine Mother, Mother Mary, to assist in this healing, to bring forth the energy that us as people pleasers need and can use to be aware, to understand, and to know that everything that happens in our life, everything that is put in front of us, everything that drops in our lap is happening for us, to show us, to guide us, to help us, no matter how hard it can feel at times. It all helps us shed the beliefs, the patterns, the behaviors, the energies that we have suppressed. It helps us shed all of it so that we can choose a new way to see our life and to be in our life. To live the sovereignty that is our birthright. And if you want to state an affirmation at this point, it begins now. I withdraw the value I place on this physical world, and I rest in my desire to be with God, to help me see that everything happening in this physical world is happening for me. I rest in the knowing that my only goal is God. For me, my higher self, all my guides, all your guides, we see you. We honor you. We love you. And we trust you. We know that you are doing the best that you can. All is well. And all of eternity. Talk to you next time.